Streaming Minecraft. Setting things up for any of the VOD watchers out there. Any of you VOD watchers. Something Minecraft. Something complete. Ugh. That up. I want to head to the quick creative world because I want to see. Because I have a new random thing I want to look at. So I got a little bit inspired by. I'm just gonna do by 5, I think, for right now. Got a little bit inspired by watching some of CDawg VA's crane game videos that I was like, is there a way to make like a crane game in Minecraft? And then I remembered on Hermitcraft right now, there's a game called Touch Grass that they have where basically grass falls from the ceiling and grass falls from the ceiling and you have to try and catch the grass as it falls. And I thought something that could be cool could be doing something similar, but for other stuff. And then I also thought that it could potentially be an interesting idea to do that for the roguelike as well. Like, let's see. Say I do something like this, right? All right. Because it hits that, so you need to have some sort of way to make it not fling out. But I kind of like the random. I like this because I know like a lot of them, the design is meant to be, and obviously we'd want a way to turn it off. But I do like the idea of it having different speeds because in Touch Grass, I believe all of them go relatively the same speed. So having ones go really fast, and I was thinking we could do this for some stuff, but I was thinking the roguelike could be really cool to have a way to like maybe you pay to get a random item and a lot of it's kind of junk, but then like one chance could be like a very rare item. Cause then like yeah, so you have like I don't know if you'd ever be able to catch the ones falling down that aren't going slow. But maybe that makes it even more cool. I don't know. I also need to I think we need to like block up here so that them falling on there does not help. Well, I guess these would end up going into like a hole. Because then we could go... I think we got that, yeah. I think it just lagged there for a second. We'd have to do like this. Okay, some of it does land there. So then, I guess also the alternative to that problem is just make the hole slightly bigger. I don't know how it's landing on the edge here. I guess because of the honey. And then we could just go like... The only thing is I would want to repurpose the items. I wouldn't want them getting stuck here. I guess you just have to put honey all the way down. And then like hoppers at the bottom. I think they're already out. And then the only other thing is we probably want our guy up here. That one pulls but doesn't... I don't know where this is going. Oh, it is. Okay. It's going to the bottom. I think I got a double one. I kind of like it like this because it feels like real gambling where you're gonna get like a majority of nothing. The only thing is either I just have to replace them manually or we have to figure out some sort of system to replace the hop or the droppers. But something like that could be fun. And then obviously we need a thing to stop it, which I think I know how to make. Kinda the idea I want to go for something for maybe the roguelike. The hardest part about the roguelike is I have all these ideas for like systems I want to implement, but then I need to actually finish it first, right? So that's the idea. No, it's not shulk, it's skulk. If I go something like that would be cool. I don't really like that you can like they have like these on there. If it was like a kind of like glass, that'd be nice. And then I'd probably maybe orange glass in the back. We still don't have the connected textures mod fixed. I haven't updated the game because I'm really lazy. Because I always have to update all my mods. And it always ends up being like half the mods can update and the other half can't. That, yeah, alright, I guess. And then maybe we could put the skulk behind this. I don't know why I picked the worst pot to test that. That's sort of... I don't know. We're gonna go back into our main world. I don't really remember what I was doing last on stream or how far we got. I've been working on the pixel art project a little bit. Honestly, a very little bit. Then... I feel like we're pretty much done. Unless we're just doing one more wall. We're pretty much done the first area. Until we have to actually implement the redstone and stuff. I feel like the way I'm gonna have to do it, depending on how big we end up making the dungeon, I'm probably gonna have to run chunk loaders around, like, everywhere just to make sure that it stays open, stays on. I need to remember, because there's... Chunk loaders will load, like, chunks that have everything in it, and then I think they have, like, twice as many will load the redstone, I think. Now, let me go double check if we have... Yeah, we still have this, so maybe we can just head back now. How much green glass and stuff do we have? That's not gonna be enough. Moss carpets. Moss and moss carpets, that should be good. And we should get the hanging berry bushes as well. The one thing, though, with the berry bushes, I do want to put them down sparingly. Grab some bones. I want to put them down sparingly because I do want berries to be, like, the currency for the minigame. Just because I think it's funny. And to give berries a little bit more of a purpose. So, I want to make berries the currency, so we don't want them, like, within reach, so we're going to have to shear them so that they're not going far down. But I think maybe we could leave one or two, because that would be a fun little, like, oh, it happens to be, you know, grown all the way, we can get an extra little something-something for our troubles. Yeah. I don't know what causes these guys to spawn these... Because I'm pretty sure they're only supposed to spawn when the villagers feel like they're in danger. But I'm not quite sure. And I'm also pretty sure you're not supposed to be able to spawn on bedrock. So I don't know. I'm gonna look up. Because I'm pretty sure... And iron golems spawn on bedrock? As long as there are solid blocks within the space for them to spawn. Wherever the village center is, there are going to be golems are going to spawn. No, on bedrock. The block, not the stupid game version. No, not in Bedrock Edition. Okay, I'm just gonna look up, can mobs spawn on Bedrock? Oh, never mind, because it's... Because it's gonna be like, yes, mobs can spawn on Bedrock. Mobs do not spawn on Bedrock. Endermen are unable to play. So then how are they... Then how are they spawning? Because this is all... There shouldn't be anywhere they can spawn. Unless they're spawning on... No, they can't spawn on those either. They can't spawn in there and then come back out. So I'm genuinely confused on how these things are spawning. I don't think they can spawn on redstone unless they can. I'm gonna look that up. Can iron golems spawn on redstone? The target block must not be a full block or redstone powered nor rails. But can they spawn on redstone? Because then... Alright, let's look at this video and see if they have the capacity to explain it, because nobody online apparently does. What blocks can golems not spawn on? Oh, this is not helpful either. This is like... I just want a... It's a yes or no question. Alright, I'll have to put, like, glass up here or something. Also, I forgot that I don't have... I'm gonna put up slabs. I forgot that I don't have, enough glass for that one thing. I'm gonna just... I don't know if that was how that was. Because we're gonna try and clear out these guys. Does this work? Yes. I just wanna... If that broke... Spawn on those. Can they... I genuinely don't know what they can spawn on. But I just, like, don't want this happening anymore, so... These things shouldn't be able to spawn on these, right? Because this is a full block? Yeah. And then... I guess we start... I think lava is more effective than flint and steel. I don't think I have lava on me. I'm gonna go get lava anyways. We need to go get stuff. We need to still get glass and stuff, so... I think we have glass, but I need to get some... I need to make more green and lime green glass for the spikes. And crystals, and then maybe even a little bit more slime stuff. Actually, maybe the slime will be more drip than anything. Like, will look sort of liquidy. Should be a lava bucket in here, too. Just because the iron golem spawning here is actually kind of being just annoying me. They're not really that much of an issue, but, like, if I accidentally hit one or something, I'm gonna have, like, 14, 50, like, iron golems attacking me, and that's not fun. Especially when I don't wear a chest plate most of the time. So. And iron golems take forever to kill. I don't know if lava actually flows into redstone. I should be careful about that. Oh god. And I'm screwed myself. Oh wow, that's actually a lot of burning. Let me just... Not that I'm actually in trouble, but let me just grab that. See, if you guys didn't spawn, we wouldn't have to deal with this, now would we? I've already cleared out this place once, which is the maddening thing. You need to, like, lead a zombie through a portal somewhere and then just, like, have them all fall in a pit or something. It does affect the redstone. Yay! Okay, we'll have to fix that now. Oh, riveting stuff. Stop it. No, that can't spawn there because that's a rail. Please stop flowing into my redstone. Okay, at least I know I'm missing a repeater now, and I have a line showing me where I need to put the lava. Can you just get away from my allays, please? God, there's too many of them. I'm not wearing my elytra. Like, there is too many of them. None of these blocks are solid blocks. All of them are glass. Like, the whole point of my iron golem farm is it's glass, and there's only certain blocks that the iron golems can spawn on. That's, like, why it's set up the way it is. So, like, I really am unsure of what is letting them spawn other than that right there, which we've just covered up. So. The one time you don't want iron golems to be super tanky. It's weird, they must have, like, changed something, because I know they changed how certain, like, how mobs spawn or something recently in, like, an update, because this has never happened before with the iron golems, and this is now the second time I've had to clear them out of the nether. So. And then if they keep spawning after this, I don't know what to do. I might have to clear them out again and then kill the villagers. Which I don't want to do. But with how villagers are now, they're a little bit easier to transport. Back in the day, this was going to be called the Ark. And I was going to have... Just pick it up, please, game, for the love of God. Pick up the lava. I was gonna have 2 of every animal, hence why there's pandas here as well. I was gonna have 2 of every mob in the game that was, like, passive that we'd ever want. Here, so that we could breed them and then pass them on to wherever we needed them to go, but I realized that I very rarely ever move mobs or desire to move mobs, so... Is that one iron golem just sitting by my lays? Okay, the next on the to-do list is to get more glass and to fix the redstone. The redstone's probably gonna go first for on the to-do list. I think that's all of the ones that I can kind of reach. I feel like I actually put a lava bucket somewhere to be my, like, emergency break if emergency... Okay, let's go get a repeater and some redstone, and then we'll get some glass as well. First, we're going to remember to swap out my chest plate. When they added hot swapping, I thought that I would use it a lot more than I do. And hot swapping is just being able to swap between chest plates and stuff if you're, you know, have it in your right hand. Okay. Let me go put this away. We probably can go put these to smelt. This is for the railroad, I think. I'm pretty sure. I almost hit that iron golem out of, like, habit. I guess we can put it in here. That's not what I wanted. Put it in here. I think we can buy glass off villagers as well. I think the librarian villagers sell glass. Okay, well that's cooking. Redstone and repeater. Grab one repeater, some redstone. So this goes like somewhere here. I'll just put it like here. And then So that should work now, right? Ah, there we go. Sweet. I might have to grab something. Yeah, I think I need to go grab something, so I'm gonna get up and grab something. Alright. I'm gonna let that smelt. I'm gonna grab something real quick. Okay. So now we play a little bit of the waiting game. Uh... Okay. Do we have... I think sea pickles, you have to cook these to get lime. Let's go use this on some sea pickles. These have to be on the coral, right? I did that. Oh, wow, that actually... I didn't realize how much bone meal I actually did for these guys. Can I just bone meal this by itself? No. I feel like I've probably tried that before. I keep... My brain so small. God dang. we need to cook these. I should make a place for smelting. I feel like everything I do in my Minecraft world... Oh, hey, I must have been doing mine. My Minecraft world is just progressively me trying to think of, like, okay, let's actually, like, because usually I just make things whatever, and I'm just like, I don't really care. But I'm like, let's make things not inconvenient for me anymore, you know? That's like my new Minecraft. I never want to be the, not necessarily never, but I don't want to be the guys that are like, you know, making crazy builds for like, you know, like I made a furnace that can smelt 10 billion things in 5 seconds. I don't necessarily want to do that because that's not really something I'm interested in. I don't want fully automated things. I just want things to be enough, you know? Yeah. I'd love to do, because I know Etho's lab, I should say. I'm not on first names basis, I should say the full name. I think, Etho has a thing where when it switches to nighttime, it plays like a little chime or whatever. I think that would be fun to do. Fun little song. I feel like the next area that I have planned out for the roguelike is going to be... We probably don't need this much glass now that I'm thinking about it, but I'm going to do it just in case. But the next area that I'm planning on doing, I think will be the easiest to, like, collect stuff, but I don't know how I'm gonna make it look, because basically the idea for the other place... So right now this is the slime area. We also need to figure out, because I've had night vision on the entire time, we need to light up the slime area and make it fully spawn-proof, other than the trial chamber spawns, because that's something we have not done. I don't want it to necessarily be super bright, but I don't necessarily want it to be super dark either. But the next area I want to do... The next area I want is to be bright, because I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I want to make it look like there's a sky. It's going to be, like, blue concrete, white. I want to make it look like you're outside in, like, the most Minecrafty way you can. Obviously, without making it actually have no roof. I was going to say, which we could do, but that actually would be quite a bit of work. But I want to make it like a desert area. So I want to make that area bright. The other area, I guess we gotta, like, start getting moss and stuff, lighting it up. Because I think that no matter what, the slime area, as long as the floor is lit up, like, the roof being dark could give it the atmosphere that I want it to have, while still being spawn-proof. I just realized I am getting light green, but that doesn't mean I don't want dark green as well. We don't really have a lot of dark green, I just realized. So we might want to go grab some cactus. I don't think you can't bone meal cactus. I just have a hole here. An automatic cactus farm would be nice, because cactus isn't something that you can... Is it hoe that is for cactus? Maybe? Or is it just nothing? Okay. I think it might just be nothing. A automatic cactus farm would be nice, just so we can constantly collect cactus without having to worry about, you know, actually farming it. Because whenever we need it is the only time I really come over here, and then, you know, 24 isn't gonna net me a ton. It's like I don't come here very often, so if I did more often, we'd probably have a lot of cactus. At some point, I would genuinely love to do... The only thing that, like, I would want to do that's, like, I feel like I see a lot of other YouTubers doing, like, a lot of other hardcore YouTubers doing, is, doing a build where it's a storage room that stores, like, every item in the game and, like, moves them around and stuff. Or allows you to, like, pick them up and, like, not have to go through each chest. You know, like a large storage room would definitely be something I could look into. Since we're going to, it's probably too late. I'm actually gonna take all these sea pickles out because we really don't need to do that. We don't need to do all of it because we probably have a ton of that. We don't really have a lot of slime blocks at all, so maybe I won't even put slime on the roof. I mean, we could probably make some slime blocks when we get there with all the slime, but okay. I don't think we ever really need cactus for anything other than camel breeding, which we haven't done yet. I haven't even found camels. The problem with, like, 4, 5, 6, 7. The problem with camels is that they're not, like, I don't like exploring in this world too much so that we don't, like, load all these chunks and we don't have to, like, fly really far. So, like, looking for camels can be a little bit of a tough thing because I don't want to, like, have to go out looking for just a desert. Like, some stuff like the camel is something I wait for, like, a big update for, because then it's like, oh, if they added, like, you know, like the willow biome, I want to go look for that biome. We might run into, you know, a couple deserts on the way. Kind of my mentality with it. Because the moment that you, like, go out too far is, like, every next update you need to go out. That's why whenever I do end up exploring, it's most likely I'm going in just like, one direction, because then I can obviously go the opposite direction next time, but then you can start going the more, like, at an angle or whatever. You know, I always just fly in one direction and load those chunks and nothing else so that I can you know, find more stuff as you go. And then I really like these updates that make it so, you know, things that you have already loaded get changed. I don't know why I did what I just did. I really don't know what's going through my head there. Like, I love it when they make updates where it's like, oh, you know, like, new items spawn here now, and then you have to go and find the new items. I honestly wish that, like, some updates... Maybe this is controversial or, like, a stupid opinion, but I kind of wish that there was some updates that would, like, change... What am I trying to say? Like, change or reset chests. Like, an update that's like, oh, we're changing how, like, chests load. So every chest in the game is gonna have, like, it's gonna... I guess that would fuck up, like, player chests. But I'm just like, it would be cool to be like, go back to a building we've already been to and get it, which is why I thought the trial chambers was really cool, because you can just easily, or not easily, but there's a reason to go back to it. Like, I'm really disappointed with the vaults. Like, I really am. I kind of wish, this is my wish, is that I wish it wasn't that the vaults had, like, a limited amount of chance. I wish the keys were more rare. I don't know if that's a good idea, but, like, once you... Because the whole idea of the trial chamber is like, oh, we want to make a place where people will come back to. But they don't really, like... They don't really give you a reason to unless you want to. Like, the only thing that's really gives you a reason is the breezes. And if you want, like, the breeze rod stuff, then just make, like, a farm for it. So, yeah, I don't know. It's... The trial chambers, I think, are one of the best updates they've ever added. I'm disappointed with some of the execution of it. I wish that it was a little bit better. And obviously, if I really, 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 really cared, I could change it with a mod or something. But I am not going to. But I'm just like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I'm just like, I think, yeah, we didn't go this way enough. What's going on, Jimmy? How you doing? Oh, I don't even want to look down here. If you weren't here on the last one, a creeper, like, blew up the water here, and the water flowed down. We probably lost all of our torches. What I want to, speaking of torches... So what we're going to do here now is we're going to light this place up. Let's go like that. We're going to light up the first area. I'm trying to finish the first area tonight. Oh, I actually want to put that away. The first area in the roguelike, because there was a point where I just, like... It's not that I wanted to give up on the roguelike, but I'm just like, I'm not really feeling motivated to do it, so I don't want to do it kind of thing. And then I was kind of thinking, like, well, if I don't start finishing the areas, like, I'm never going to be able to play it, and that's the whole point. So... It's going to be a long process no matter what. Like, it's always going to be a... Oh, the water's still flowing because we didn't even load the chunks. Like, it's always going to be a long process, so I will probably take frequent breaks from it. But as long as I can, like... The best part about projects, or the best way to finish projects is break them down to smaller parts. Well, understand the full scope of what you're trying to do, and then break all that into separate parts. And basically, each separate part for me right now is just building the areas. I have 2 areas that I have ideas for, the slime caverns that we're making right now, and the desert area, which I'm pretty excited for the desert area. We might do more than one desert area. I honestly, it's been so long that I don't even remember how many rooms are in the trial chamber that we have, and we could potentially have not even seen all of them. But basically, the plan is make the rooms, connect the rooms in some way, redstone. Figure out redstone stuff. Which the redstone's going to be the worst part, I think. I ended up lighting up this place a little bit. I forgot, I guess. But I want to light up this area so that it's spawn-proof, and then we're going to do the roof. Which the roof, looking at it right now, might be too low, but honestly, I don't know if I care if it's that low. That's kind of funny, though. It was funny. It's not that big of a deal. It was actually quite scary, though, when I came down it. I was like, whoa. Or I came up, I was like, whoa. But we just basically want to... We want to light this area up so nothing can spawn. So we want to be very thorough. And I'm going to do what I do with a lot of the lighting fixtures. I'm just putting these down to get sort of an idea. What I like to do is make sure that you can't see the lights. So we're going to probably use moss carpets to block it. Also, I was thinking of a fun idea. This is... Well, nothing can spawn here. I don't think they can spawn on slime. I don't know if they can spawn on slime. That's an interesting thing we'll test. But something I was thinking about that could be fun was I'm trying to think of, like... So, the whole point of the roguelike trial chambers thing is that it's supposed to be a fight against the clock, right? And so I'm thinking it would be fun to have a thing where... each area is, like, connected by different tunnels and stuff, and, like, there's mazes and things that will just take you time, maybe some, like, little parkour that, like, we could mess up and stuff. But I want to do... Two things I want to do is, one, I want to do doors that randomly open and close on, like, a kind of long timer so that, like, we could be like, oh, maybe we should we sit here and, like, wait for this direction to open, or do we just go? and we have to decide between that. But I want to do that. Also, I want to do crawl spaces where we can crawl through, like when you hit a trap door and you're like, crawling through, like when you're, I don't have my lights on, but when you're like flat. I want to have that, but I want to have areas where you have to crawl through and there's a chance that like a trap door is blocking your way or something. So you have to be, so it's like the doors that open and close, but it's in the crawl space version. I think would be fun. Um, I want to have multiple ways to get to each room, just so it's like not all the way. But then also on top of all of that, what I want to do, so for the regular doors that open and close, I want to have skill checks where they're like very difficult things. Good luck with the redstone part. Yeah, I think so. I'll get on to that in a second, but one of the things with the opening and closing doors, I want to have skill checks where it's going to be like a really difficult shot to make to hit like a button, and that will just open it, right? That will just open the door, even if it's closed. Whether the timer's still going, the timer could be like, oh, it closed again because you should have waited or something like that. That can happen. But the idea is you're gonna have a skill shot so that you can do it, but we're gonna have limited resources. So say I come in with like a bow and arrow, it's like, okay, do I want to risk using my arrows, my limited number of arrows on this skill shot door to save some time? Or do I just want to like find a different direction that might be longer or find or like go somewhere else, right? I think there should be always an option open. There should be an option that's always open at some point, but the ones that open and close should be like faster. Should be like quick and easy to get through and you just have to wait for it to open or wait for it to close. Um which I think could be cool. They're probably going to be set on like a timer, and that will make them feel a little bit more random because we will go in at different times, and then the timer should keep running. And then also, but the problem with one of the redstones is one of the things that I would like to do is I want to have like an area tracker that will have, because you can have like comparators or not comparators, detectors, observers. You can have observers under these or on these or stuff, and it will observe if it's on or off. Because it observes the block change. So something I want to try and do, and I'm not quite sure how to do it yet, because I know the observer will, because if this is right now when it turns on, it will pulse redstone to say that it's on, right? And then if it turns, I don't know if it, when it opens stuff, if the observer will check that it's open or if it's just on and off. So I'll have to check that. But basically what I want is redstone to tell me when these are active so I can be outside of the dungeon and see, oh, the dungeon's fully reset, all the lights are on, etc. and so forth. That's going to be, I think, the hardest part, especially connecting all of it to one central entrance will be the hardest part. I'm not some sort of redstone whiz either, so we're gonna have some fun redstone streams probably one of these days, or I will have to do them by myself, just vibing to music. Um, but that is one other thing that I want to do for sure. I saw this. Okay. I think first thing on the docket that I want to do is get some moss going. Moss, maybe green, lime green carpet. Yeah, maybe past me was cooking. So, let me remove all these because I'm not gonna do it like this. I need get the chicken out of my inventory. Okay. Um, so it's gonna be difficult with how some of these are, but like for instance, I'd put a light here and then we carpet it just so you can't see the light. So if we break this, and we'll just put them around enough to light up the area, but not enough where things will spawn. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. Gonna be so sick of it when I'm done. That's the problem too, is like once I'm done, it's like, oh, you can finally play. It's like I don't want to be in fucking here ever again. You know, it's like I never want to look at this again. So that's why I'm like, I don't want to get burnt out, but I also don't want to like never finish it because there's so many stuff, so many things I've done where I've just never finished. And especially because of how much I've hyped it up for you guys, I don't want you guys to be like, oh, I'm so excited for this to be done, and then I just never get it done. Um. And then I think this was actually your idea, Jimmy. I am going to try and hang some fruit, some glowberries from the top. We're going to have to make sure to shear them because glowberries is going to be the currency in the game to like buy stuff. But I like the idea of having glowberries and probably some moss. Maybe even we could have done regular vines as well, but okay, I want to make sure that we don't have like any blocks just hanging around or any torches just hanging around. Yeah, because I think the glowberries could be cool, because I don't want really any lights up here. I want the roof to be dark, but if it's, like, illuminated a little bit with glowberries, I feel like that could be kind of cool. I'll leave that, because I don't want this to be too bright, but I also don't want it to be too dark for mobs to spawn. I want it to be atmospheric. I'm going to do that there. I'm like, at first I was like, maybe I just have the light from down there, like, illuminate up. But knowing me, I'm gonna end up breaking something down there, and it's not gonna, well, we're not gonna have, it's not gonna stay like that. So I'm like, knowing me, I'm gonna break something there, and it's gonna fuck everything up, and mobs are gonna start spawning here. Alright, let's do here. And I can also, like, just slip in some concrete or concrete carpets as well to make it look natural. I want it maybe here. Because the newer update, or one of the newer, the Caves and Cliffs, at least let us have some light without having it pitch black. Or having it some darkness without having it fully lit up, so we can do some of that stuff. Uh, so far, it's good that only the things that are spawning are coming up from above us. That's a good sign. I think we can leave that one. I'm excited. Me and my friends hung out. It's been kind of like a while, like at least a couple weeks since my friends and I hung out. I was very happy I got to see them yesterday, and we're making plans to rent the new Transformers movie at some point, or like watch on like Prime or whatever if it's on a streaming service. The Transformers One. I'm pretty excited for that because I only hear good things about it. It was in an unfortunate time for me because I went and saw like so many movies, and it wasn't one that I could go and see realistically. Like I in November, like October, November, I saw like 7 movies or something in theaters. Like we went so much. Um, I want, yeah, it's a little dark over here. Yeah. So if we see a torch, we want to break it. But other than that, I think we're pretty good. Oh, there's a torch. And there's a torch. Is this too dark over here? No. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. It could be. Dang, I did not. Not here. You have to kind of put them in specific areas. Because if you put them there, you can obviously see the torch on that side. As much as this is going to be a pain and, like, a lot of work, I am really excited to see the end product. I think that's what's really motivating me. I think what I want to do here is actually this. I think that's pretty good, and then we'll like put some more around to accent it and make it not like they all look out of place or anything. I did like I kind of wish they did like an azalea moss or something. When the new freaking amber comes out, that's gonna be great because we're gonna have another one of these kind of blocks that we can put everywhere, and we can even put it on the walls of stuff. That's gonna be great when it comes out. Maybe we should make. Ooh, I don't know where I would put it, but what if we made like an amber room or something like that with the new amber blocks, and then like honey and things, and maybe we can like have like walls of honey on there. That could be kind of cool. I don't know what, because I'm trying to do like obviously theme it around the mobs in the area, but we can always one make our own mob, two, um, and two change it like or just say fuck it kind of thing. Because the idea of the desert one is I want to have it. There's a room over there that has husks and breezes. I've talked about it before. I want to make it a desert. I want to make the breezes look like little dust tornadoes if I can in that area. Because this is this is still a taiga. So, but then this is obviously a slime room, so the slimes work. Um, and then maybe a skeleton room. We can do like a skeleton room, and then like maybe design our own skeletons that like look like they have honey on them or something. Oh, that actually kind of would be sick. Because if we did like a honey room that was skeletons, and then we did our own texture for a specific mob in this area that has like honey on them, like it could even be like a yellow golden skeleton or just like a skeleton with bits of amber on it. It could almost be like lore wise, like people got trapped in the amber and got turned into skeletons. I think that could be really cool. A cool idea. Oh, these are kind of bright, but I think that's good. And then as long as we don't see that stuff. So something I should have brought is actually I should have brought more scaffolding. I should just have scaffolding in my chests at this point, I think. I'm contemplating going back for scaffolding now, actually. Because I'll check my inventory just to make sure I don't have something in like a shulker, but I think I need scaffolding. Yeah, I don't. Should I have scaffolding? These maybe in the white shulkers. Something else I need to work on, I think. It's something that I've been holding off. But something else I need to work on. I do have some. I have these ones that are. Oh, yeah, they are basically. They are fully decked out. So I have two more decked out of, like, silk and fortune pickaxes, but I need to make like a shulker box of like diamond or netherite pickaxes with mending and stuff and all the enchantments just for like really big projects, because a lot of the time refilling them up is the hard part. I think I'm gonna go back and get more scaffolding. I think I need scaffolding in a shulker box, so that's something we're gonna do. So I'll make a scaffolding shulker box to work with. Kind of kills our momentum right now with how much we've been working, but do I have... Not really, but I will. We have some in the andesite. I was gonna say, do we have any space to take blocks back? So I'm giving myself more work to do when I get home, but we don't have to do that immediately. Grab those. I brought some bones so we can bone meal the glowberries. Actually, this is a question for me. Ah, that will be interesting. Okay. As I forgot that the glowberries don't actually grow in length when you bone meal them. That's what I was thinking, but they grow berries when you bone meal them. So we might have to actually leave them to grow for a bit and then come back and cut them later, because I don't want them too far down. Some of them can. I think I might have like one specific one that it can be reached by the player. But I want to try and make them not reachable by the player, so that we don't have, so that you can't get extra points, basically. But one of them might be reachable just for fun. Just as a little Easter egg. Sun's going down. It's kind of cool. I suck at directions in real life, but it's kind of funny that I have this area sort of memorized at this point. Is that a lava pool? I just want to see what light that was. Like, I kind of have an idea of how to get back home from the trial chamber. It's like, basically, you just gotta go in one sort of direction. And before I say that, and then I immediately, like, can't find where I'm at. No, you just gotta wait for the savanna biome. Okay. The amber blocks could be cool. Again, I need to think about... I think it's this way. I gotta think about how many rooms there actually are. Because I know there's... I think I know 4 rooms, not including the one we're working on for the trial chamber. Also, I cleared out at the beginning of the stream, there's a bunch of iron golems here. This guy got himself stuck, so I'm just gonna keep him there. But a bunch of iron golems were here, and I really don't know why or how. And I'm thinking, because I looked this up and I couldn't figure it out, but I think it's because these blocks are here, because these are solid blocks. And, so I just put half slabs over them. Because even though they have redstone on them, I'm pretty sure mobs can spawn on redstone. Though I could not find an actual answer on Google. And anytime I looked up, can iron golems spawn on bedrock, I got, yeah, of course they can spawn on bedrock. Bedrock Edition and Java. Absolutely. No, not what I'm asking. Can they spawn on the block of bedrock? Yes, they can spawn on full blocks on Bedrock Edition. Absolutely. Not what I'm asking, Google. Bedrock, the block in the game. Blocks in the game on Bedrock can spawn. Iron golems can spawn on them as long as they're near the center. Like, no! Oh, my lord. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure they can't spawn on Bedrock. I'm pretty sure no mob can spawn on Bedrock. I'm almost certain. Ugh. Okay. Scaffolding. Like, immediately, like, what am I doing here? We might even make some more scaffolding. I might make a shulker box for scaffolding. I'm so glad we spent like one stream one day. This was a while. Oh, we got a lot of scaffolding here. We spent one stream just like collecting scaffolding, or not scaffolding, shulker boxes for like an hour. Shulker shells. So I have quite a bit. Obviously, not like an infinite supply, but I feel like for me, it should be enough for one person. Like, if I'm using any more than I have possible, like I can make like 30 more shulker boxes, and I have like at least 20. I don't know why I'm coming all the way down here, but I am. If I end up maxing that and feel like I need, that's not a I need more problem. That is a organize your damn shulker boxes problem. You know, like if I run out of, like, I haven't even filled my ender chest with shulker boxes. I have shulker boxes all over the place. If I run out of shulker boxes at this point, that is a either I've lost too many, or fucking just organize the ones that are around you, buddy. That's my answers. Also, I haven't even really talked about this. I don't know if you are aware of this, Jimmy. Jimmy, I don't know how much you play around with Minecraft stuff or any of the new things. I don't want to question your intelligence, but something that I had fun. I'm gonna go to quick creative world. Something I had fun with during the pre-releases is this. So I want to do something with this in my Minecraft world at some point. And if you know, you know. But so they, with the trial chambers, you know, they added, and this is for anybody watching the VOD as well. I want to show this off. I've showed this off in many videos as well. So if you watch my videos, you might know. But basically, what I want to do is I want to have a thing where if you get wind bursting, I'm gonna just make sure everyone's hit with that, and then you sweeping edge. Oh, is it? Oh wait, I'm stupid. Sorry. Excuse my stupidity. Even though this should kill everyone, the game, I think, is being stupid. But we're gonna do this, and then if you didn't know about that, now you did. But I want to use this in Minecraft, in my world. And so, I don't even know where I am. Ah, here I am. So I want to do this in my hardcore world, make something with the windburst effect. And so, an overarching goal is, this is, because this is stupid and I might not do it, but an overarching goal is I want to make a giant tower over the trial chamber, and that's going to be like the thing you enter to do the trial chamber. But I want to make the center of the tower a cannon that just shoots you up the up straight the tower. That's so funny. Oh, did you not know about that? I love that so much. It just goes, and you just in the air. But I want to make a giant cannon that just shoots me straight up in the air. And what I want is you to go straight up, and then when you're at the top, you like hit a water or something to stop you from moving, and then I want to make like a city in the sky. You know, I want to make like a city in the sky that is above the tower. But yeah, that is something I've played around with a lot. I'm really, really proud of myself because when the wind charges were first announced and I was playing around them with the pre-releases, like thinking back to those videos that I made about it, during some of the Wondercraft stuff, I immediately just like I know it's not like probably a lot of people did, but like I was proud of myself because I immediately honed in on like how do I make myself fly with this? Like how do I explode myself? And I feel like I was one of the first people, probably not like the first people to know about it, but I was one of the first people when the wind burst thing came out to be like, oh, this works. And like when they first showed the wind charges, I was trying to think of like, okay, can you get it in a water column? Can you like I had a thing set up where it was like 9 dispensers shooting them out at once and hitting ladders to try and knock you up, and it was getting you higher, but it wasn't getting you to that level of insanity. So I'm excited for this. I want to see scaffolding. So we need 3. Scaffolding just broke. 3, 3. Yep. We'll do this. But yeah, our scaffolding just broke, or our bamboo just broke for our automatic thing. But that's what I want to do with it. I feel like it would be a really cool idea, though it's not like it can really only shoot you up. I don't really think it can shoot you forward, but it'd be kind of cool to have like a way to like fire you up really high and then fire you forward so you can like fly with the elytra without using rockets for like the start, you know, like get you a little launch start, but that's something I want to play around with for sure. And that's something I want to be able to be like cuz you can get the breeze rods in the dungeon. So that's like another projectile you could throw at the button in the button idea that I was talking about where we have skill checks. We're missing exactly 1 string, I think. Actually, we're not missing anything. This should be enough, I think. This should be good. But yeah, I love that. That's one of my favorite new features. They've added a lot of really cool stuff in the trial chamber with the stuff like oozing as well is a really like broken thing. Like oozing combined with that can be pretty good because oozing's a new status effect that when something gets killed that has oozing, it spawns a slime. So basically like an infinite slime farm. Um There's also infestation is one that is the exact same thing as oozing, but it spawns silverfish instead. And then there's the wind charge one that activates basically a wind charge effect on death, and you can make a potion of it now so that you can splash potion stuff, and it's just that's one of the things that I'm like, because with the hammer they had the mace, right? And the mace was really fun because it's like you could do like mega combos with it. It would bounce you really high, and they kind of nerfed it to the ground. And it's not really as cool as it was before. For me, when it first was like announced, I'm like, must get, have to get that. Now I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'll get one for the roguelike, and that's about it. Um, but maybe even if then, I don't know. But the wind charge is like the one thing that I feel like Mojang was like, this is just fun. Like, let's just keep it in. It's fun. And so I'm so happy they did. Because they could have it's such a broken mechanic in the sense that like it's just like actually like broken. It's just stupid fun. And so I'm like, I'm so happy they didn't change that because it's so funny. It's so funny, it's so cool. It's I love it. So I hope we can figure out something to do with it, whether it's not the massive orbital cannon tower or something. Because obviously I don't want it to like fling me into a wall and explode me to death. But I definitely want to do something with it because I think it's so funny. Like people use bubble columns to get up. Nah, I want to use exploding chickens to get me up, bro. Let's see any mobs down here. Excellent. Okay. I didn't really think this through actually. I probably need to move those soon, but we'll start on this side with the roof, move to this side. Just so we don't have to move things too far. I'm not even quite sure how I want to do this either. We get to those bridges when we get there. When we get there. When we get there. Get there. Get there. When we get there. When we get there. When we get there. Get there. Get there. Ah, my eyes. I was actually like, for a second, I was like, this is gonna be annoying. It's kind of dark up there. Maybe I'll have to put oh yeah, night vision. I actually kind of forgot about night vision for a second. Let me actually. Okay, so how? Let's say. I would say basic roof probably doesn't go down more than 2 blocks so that we have room for the spikes, because we could make the roof taller, but to save my brain cells from doing any more mining in this area, I think I want it to be this height, because it will, like, I think if it's too high, then you don't really get to see anything. So maybe here is like, well, we need to go here, so yeah. What'd I just say I wanted to do? I'm gonna just make some scaffolding all the way around. Oh, I'm gonna reset. I don't want to hit my scaffolding I just set up. Are you guys just what's left? It's not spawning more? Oh, there we go. So I guess I killed them so quickly. I don't know if we have another slime spawner, but maybe in an area with another slime spawner, we could do another, the amber room as well. If we have one with, like, skeletons and slimes, maybe we could do an amber room. But then I wouldn't want to make, like, I feel like doing amber slimes would be really cool, but I need to figure out, like, some of the properties of the one mod that lets me change textures, because I'm pretty sure it's only, like, biomes stuff, so. So we'll have to see. There's a bad moon on the rise. I'm actually kind of shocked that we haven't happened to... Honey slime would be cool. Yeah. I need to see, like, because you can... So the way the mod works is that you can, like... It's how Optifine works as well, but you can basically set up custom textures based on certain properties of the creature. So we have a lot of different, like, chickens, and that's random. So there's a random property that will randomly select those skins. The chickens used to be able to do it, but I don't know what happened. I literally just said, I'm like, I'm shocked that we haven't, or I don't know if I just said it, but I'm like, I'm shocked that we haven't hit a carpet. But so like the random ones are obviously randomly selected. And then the chickens used to be, but the mod broke since then, for me at least, on my end. I have to like rework the things, because it works on everything else, but we have stuff where you can name the mob something, and it will change the texture based on the name of the mob. So we have like a cow that's called Minty Clovers. It looks like my friend Minty Clovers is a cow. Tea the Shiba turns the dog into a Shiba. Um, stuff like that. And so there's also one property that is like based on what biome you spawn in. So we could set it so that like the way I want to do the breezes is that the breezes that spawn we're in like a taiga biome, right? Whatever. Yeah, taiga biome. Will be like if that room is still in the taiga biome, because it probably is, but maybe it won't be. We will say whatever breezes spawn in a taiga biome will have this, and then it will also mess up any other places that have taiga biomes, and we don't want the breeze to look like that. But we live with what we can get. I'm not that pressed about it. So now what we're doing here, I don't know if we're gonna need gravel on the roof. Now what we're doing here is we're gonna add a roof to this, and then we're gonna also add some spikes / slime drip. But we're gonna just work on the roof, and I don't really know how I want to do this, so I'm just gonna do what I always do, and that's called wing it. Immediately need more scaffolding. But if we can somehow get this to... Because I want these slimes, because if we did the taiga biome thing, it would turn these slimes into honey slimes, and that would be kind of annoying. So if there's a different property that I can do, that would be cool. Or if it's not in the same biome, which it probably would be. Then... The corners, I feel like we can take a little bit more liberty with placing blocks down, because it's the corner of it. I feel like I'm already doing this in such a horrible way. You know what, honestly? I'm just gonna make a blanket flat around everywhere, and then maybe the corners will add some stuff, and then add spikes later. I think that just makes more sense to just do it flat. So what I'm gonna do, I think we're gonna just do this. And if we see anything, also keep an eye out for anything that's spawning. I think there's a cave over there, a lush cave. We could do, obviously, cave types as well. We could do, like, a lush cave for one of the rooms, maybe. Something we could do as well with the slimes is we could just have multicolored slimes that are all on like how we do the chickens, where they're all random colors. Could be kind of fun. Also, I have the moo bloom spawns in my game because I made it a 10% chance for a cow to spawn as a moo bloom. And it's just a texture thing, but it looks like a moo bloom. That was actually the day I got into doing texturing stuff for Minecraft. was when they announced which one won the mob vote and the Moo Bloom didn't win. I was like, ugh, I was so upset. Forbidden gummies, true. Make one have a little like Scooby collar for like a Scooby snack gummy. Alright, let's do from here. Hopefully this doesn't look manufactured when we're done. Like that you can see like where we chose the lines. But dude, those Scooby snack like gummies when I was a kid, oof, bomb. I swear to God, the bright neon blue one is probably horrible for me. It's probably got some sort of dye in it that like has lead, but holy crap. You know those like sugar cookies you get at like grocery stores that are like, I don't know how to describe them, but they have that like, they're like circular with like the colorful um icing on it or whatever, and like the little, sometimes they have like the little sparkle things on it. That shit 100% gotta just be chemicals, but my god, is it good. You hate those? I fucking love them. Holy crap, dude. I know it's like 100, like it's literally 1,000% sugar. I don't know why, dude. I love them. We got some for like my friend's birthday one time. My fucking god. I ate like 3 and I swear to god my heart started racing. My heart rate went up fucking 17 decibels. I swear to god. I love that shit. I feel like we might have had this conversation before. Um I guess we can load up on one of everything just to have it as well. I obviously don't eat them very often, but I love them. Oh, I need to find I need to go back to the store one of these days because my dad, I think my dad found them. I don't know. Or maybe my sister found them. But there's this candy I had when I was a kid that like I swear to god they don't sell anywhere, called blue whales. And I don't know what's up with them, but I love them so much. I love them so much. They're just literally like these little blue whales that are like hard gummies, kind of. Like they're not super. Like they're almost like. I think of like how to describe the consistency of it. It's just like a hard gummy. I can't really explain it, but it's chewy. It's not like squishy or anything. And they're so good. I love them. And my mom found some that were called blue whales, but they had like this weird layer of like they were like wet for some reason in the bag, and I was just like, these are gross, kind of. Like they tasted fine, but they definitely tasted like someone was trying to imitate blue whales. And though, but like I think it was at like I don't know if it's like, I don't know what it'd be called, but like one of those stores you buy like bulk candy and stuff, and they found it in the bag, like in the sections where you like get a plastic bag and you just go to the different containers and open them and fill your bag, and then they like weigh them or whatever. And they just taste as good as I remember. I love them. Also, since we're talking about nonsense, confession slash I want to know your guys' opinion. Have you ever, when you were a kid, gone to those like candy aisle things with the bags that you fill with candy and like stolen like one and ate it? I definitely did that a couple times. I 100% did. Not often, because I had the fear of God put in me as a child, but I definitely went over there and went like, oh, like you can get like chocolate here or something, like Skittles. Pull the little lever, it pours out like one, eats it, walks away. I watched the episode of Arthur about guilt. I didn't steal shit when I was a kid. Your mom would have known, that's fair. My like I would always just I feel like either my mom knew and just didn't care, or like I would just wander off. I was a cheeky little kid. Also, something kind of funny. I think I know what I'm getting for at least something for Christmas because I went on the Pokemon website, which also I have another thing about the Pokemon website that's kind of an interesting fact. But I went on the Pokemon website the other day, the PokemonCenter.com, just because I was looking for something, or I was looking at like what Pokemon plushies I bought, and it immediately because Pokemon knows me, they start advertising all these new Pokemon plushes that I had already seen like images for when they were released in Japan, but now they're like available in North America, and it's the Poké Dolls of Ogerpon and Koraidon and Miraidon, and I was like, I texted my mom, I'm like, I texted her the link, I'm like, if you don't have ideas for Christmas, you know, maybe look at these because I might buy them. And she's like, leave them with me, I'll see what I can do, kind of thing. And so it was like, you know, not a definitive like yes or no to getting it, but it was funny because um I was talking to my mom because I also had bought another plushie. I bought a Mousehold plushie that was like a Christmas one. And I was telling my mom how usually, or last, not necessarily usually, but last year for Christmas, they gave away a little Pokemon um, ornament for the tree. And when you ordered something during Christmas, and I thought that was really cool and really cute. And so I was hoping they would do it every year. And so when I ordered it, I was disappointed to see that there was no ornament, and they weren't advertising that they were going to give you an ornament this year. And so I was a little bit disappointed. But I mentioned that to my mom. I was like, "Oh yeah, it was a little bit disappointing that they don't send them. I didn't get one this year." And she goes, "Oh yeah, they don't send them this year." Or like, "Oh yeah, I did notice that." And I was like, "How would you notice? How would you know that? Did you order something?" I didn't say that, but I was just like, that was in my head. I was like, light Yagami, like, wait a minute. Everything's adding up. Death Note music starts playing. So I think I know what I'm getting. Also, during Black Friday, I want to look at computers because I might be wanting an upgrade to my current computer. Ugh. So I'll see if there's any good Black Friday deals. I'm gonna like I'm not really good when it comes to like knowing good computers and stuff, to be honest. I'm a software guy at the end of the day. I'm a software engineer, not a hardware engineer. I don't really know a lot about the inner workings of a computer as much as I do like coding and stuff. So I'll have to take a peek at this stuff, but something that I want to look at it, but I'm gonna this is basically how I'm gonna check if a computer is good. I'm gonna look at my computer specs and be like, okay, nothing worse than this. Obviously, because I'm not buying a worse computer. And then my computer's a laptop, by the way, if you're wondering, because mine's a gaming laptop. So if you're like, well, don't buy a computer, just buy like parts to upgrade it. Like, yeah, that's why I want to buy a computer, because I've basically owned laptops my whole life, and now I kind of want to actually get a PC that I can upgrade and change parts out. But I'm gonna look at the specs of like, okay, this is my laptop, this is what I have. I don't want anything worse than that because there's no point. And then I'm gonna look at Dragon Ball Sparking Zero's requirements and compare it to like that and be like, okay, let's look at Dragon Ball Sparking Zero's like base requirements of like what I need. Because I hated you feel the struggle, yeah. I love laptops. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my laptop, but I'm just like, I think I need something more sustainable, especially if I want to do streaming, and as games get more and more graphically intense. This computer is great. It can handle a lot of stuff. I feel like it's getting a little bit old. It's 5 years old, I think, so it's a little bit old, but that's just kind of that's where I'm at right now. And I hated, because like we tried getting me like a gaming PC when I was younger, but or at least looked at it. We didn't necessarily try to get me one, but my dad looked into it. And the problem was, like, as a kid, you know, you don't really know what you want / what you need. And one of the biggest problems in the tech business that I've noticed as a person that, you know, has a computer science degree is that computer sciencey people don't know how to explain things to people, and they need very specific things. Like, you can say like you as a consumer could be like, "Oh, I want a website that has like it plays a video when you get on the website," right? You can say that. That's the website you want. And a tech person couldn't be like, well, like, what kind of video do you want to play? Do you want it to play immediately when it opens? Do you want to play, like, you know, like, they're gonna be like, and the person just like, I just want a video, like a website that plays a video. Like, I really don't care about the specifics. I was like, well, do you want it at like this? And it's like, obviously having those specifics is very important, but if someone's coming to you with, this is my problem, this is my thing I need to get fixed, it's less about the specifics and more about like, okay, how can I solve this particular issue? And that's something that I've noticed just with a bunch of the technology community is you don't really know who's super good at tech until you realize the people that can like solve a problem without having to go into like super specifics of like, okay, this is what you need done, this I can get it done for you, kind of thing. And so when I was younger, we went to this one place, or we went to a bunch of places, and they'd be like, well, what games do you want to play? Like, it's like, you want a gaming PC, but what games are you playing? And it's like, well, I don't know what games I can play. Like, they're like, well, what games do you want to play? And I'm like, well, I want to play Skyrim. And they're like, well, Skyrim's not a heavily intensive game. You're fine. It's like, well, I can't play it on my PC. It's like, well, okay, then what games do you play? I play Minecraft. Minecraft's not a heavily intensive game. You don't need a crazy computer for that. Okay, but like, I want to be able to play games. Yeah, well, what games do you want to play? It's like, well, like, these are the games I want to play. Well, it's not graphically intensive. Like, what games do you want to, like, what games do you think you would play in the future? It's like, I don't know what's possible because I don't have the options. Like, I've never had it, so I don't know. You know, like, so it was the hardest thing of like, probably a couple companies lost sales because they couldn't just like recommend me a good starter PC that would play games that, like, okay, so that guy's came from somewhere. We're gonna have to pay attention to that unless he fell from somewhere. Because, like, definitely at the time, I think my dad probably would have bought me something, especially if he thought that it would be something I enjoyed. In that scenario. So, I think some poor sacks definitely lost out on a customer because they couldn't just answer the question. Though one of my favorite things, or one of my favorite memories, and I feel so bad for this poor dude, but this guy like goes on this like 30-minute spiel to me about like this and like this has like this processor and this has that processor, and I'm nodding and I'm like, okay, and it's like legitimately like a 30-minute conversation with like probably a 10 or 13-year-old, and like I knew like a little bit of what he was saying, but I wasn't like, I'm not an expert on it now, nor was I then. And so it's a lot of it, what he was saying to me was kind of pointless because I don't really understand the context of what he's trying to say. But, or like what it really means to say like, oh, you have like an i-Core 75856, like as a kid, I didn't like, I wouldn't, it's like, what is the i7 versus the i9, like what's the difference? I don't know, more eyes, I guess. So he like went on this 30-minute rant or spiel about like this is this and this has like good refresh rates and like, blah blah blah. And I was like, okay. And and then he's like, okay, so does that sound good? And my dad was like, well, let's talk to the expert. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lighten the mood with a joke just because we went on this big spiel. And so I'm like, I'll lighten the mood with the joke, like make a joke because I think it would be funny to like, you know, lighten the mood a bit, I guess. I don't know, lighten the mood makes sense for this specific interaction, but I'm like, I'm just gonna like, I want to break the ice with a joke because I haven't said anything in a while. So I was like, all right, and I'm nodding. I'm like, say that all again. I didn't understand. And the guy just deflated. He just gave up. Like he just walked away. And I was like, no, I was like, I did not expect him. I expected him to go, haha, very funny, like, but what do you think? He just deflated. He just deflated so quickly. And I was like, no, wait, no, I do get what you're saying. Come back. I was like, oh, tough crowd. I was like, Jesus. So I'm like, that's one of my favorite memories with trying to buy a computer. I was like, dude, I was like 10. I was like 10. I was like, oh, I'll make like a funny joke. And he'll think I'm like, oh, what a charming young man, He's like, no, he went home and rethought his entire life. But yeah, that's a great story of me trying to buy one of my first PCs. I did not end up getting a PC from that place because like I don't think like to put some context on my situation, for the majority of my life I was on Windows XP. I was on a computer that could run Windows XP. I was on a computer that ran Minecraft at like 10 FPS, and that's what I played on for a majority of my life. And then I switched to like a, what is this? Like an Acer laptop later on down the line, and then I purchased my first like actual gaming computer like five years ago. I was a console person. Rude. I was a console person forever. Like I bought consoles because I was like, oh, console's better than PC because you don't have to. You buy the console, you can play the game, and then you know, obviously I don't think about how it's like, oh well, if I buy. That's andesite, so I think it's only need the 3. you obviously don't think about, like, buying a PC to play it, because PCs are also, like, you know, like, you buy a console for, like, $300, $400, you know, then you buy a gaming PC for, like, 1,000. It's like, well, no, I'm gonna spend the $400, you know? But now that I've had this computer, like, I don't want to go back. I want to, especially because it's a lot easier to stream games on the PC rather than on a console. The only console that I really stream from is my Switch because I have it on my desk because it's so easy to get. I do have a capture card, and at some point, if anyone's interested, I kind of want to do. I kind of want to stream some like old Smash Brothers Melee on my GameCube, like my actual GameCube, and then maybe if I can get my Wii down here and set up. I don't know how good it would be here, but it would be cool to set up my Wii and play like Subspace Emissary on stream one time. I have a great Subspace Emissary story if you guys are into it. But this was back when Brawl like just came out. It actually didn't just come out, but it was like probably within the year because I didn't have it for a long time, and my friend bought it for me for my birthday. When I was a young lad, and then what am I doing? But when I was a kid, I went to like Thanksgiving at my aunt and uncle's house. And this was like the only time I feel like I've seen my extended family, or this extended family. Because we had these cousins I had never met before, and we like talked about different stuff like Pokemon and all that stuff, and we were, you know, having a good old time. And basically we were coming to this Thanksgiving or something, some sort of family gathering. And I asked my parents, can I bring the Wii? Because a lot of the times I would bring the Wii or the GameCube to different places, and I'd play games, you know, on the TV and stuff. This was before, this might have been before I had a DS. I don't think the Wii was before I had a DS, but definitely the GameCube would have been. But, I brought the Wii over, and I wanted to play, you know, the game, and my uncle and aunt had, like, a massive TV, so it was always such a treat to play on their TV. They're actually the person that gave us the Wii, because my uncle won it in a golf tournament, and then was like, I'm too old for this, like, I don't know if I'd ever use it, so he actually gave me the Wii, which is really awesome. Considering how much I've played it. But I brought the Wii over, I brought Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and I wanted to play some Subspace Emissary, because that's, like, one of the best story modes in gaming history. And I started playing it, and I don't know if I just, like, I'm thinking back to it, like, I think something else had to have been going on, because I don't think it's exactly how it was described to me, but basically, my mom got really mad at me on the way home. Like, I was driving home. We were driving home. My mom got really mad at me, and I was like, "Why are you like so mad at me? Like, I don't understand why you're angry with me." And she's like, "Your cousin said that you wouldn't let them play on the Wii, so you're banned from the Wii." And I'm like, "Huh? The cousins never asked to play on the Wii." And my sister's like, "Yes, they did. Yes, they did." Which I'm like, "Did they actually?" Because my sister's an older sister, so she's always trying to get me in trouble and be a dick, you know? So I'm like, maybe they actually didn't, and my sister was just trying to get me in trouble, which she's just used to do all the time. Not all the time, but she used to do it just for, like, she would literally bring up stuff with my mom, and then my mom would be like, you know, ask me about it, and then I think my mom sort of started realizing she was a little bit full of shit, because she would ask me things, and I'd be like, what? No? And she'd be like, okay. You know, like, and then hear nothing about it for the rest of my thing. But my mom was like, they asked you, and I'm like, no, they didn't. And so the story goes is that I was playing the game, and I was so enraptured by the game, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, that my cousins came up to me and asked me to play, and I just didn't answer, didn't respond. Like, I ghosted them, like, completely didn't say anything. And I'm like, huh, like, maybe I was so locked in that I didn't respond to them. And back then I was like, huh, I guess I must have just been really focused on the game. And so my mom got really mad at me and banned me from the Wii for like a long time. It was just like the most mad my mom had like ever got at me when I was younger. Like, not the most mad, but like this was the worst punishment I think I had ever endured as a kid. Not getting the Wii taken away, but like for the duration of it being not allowed to use was like the longest any punishment has ever gone on in my life, I think. Because I lost it for like multiple months. Um and so, but like looking back at this, right? I'm thinking either my cousins did not ask me loud enough because the TV was like too loud and I was probably standing way too close to the TV, or they didn't ask me and my sister just made it up. Because I can't, like, if they really tried, like they were like, no, they really tried to ask you and they weren't. I'm like, they didn't stand in front of the TV, they didn't tap me on the shoulder, they didn't like. So I'm like, I don't know. I feel like there's definitely potentiality that I did do what they say I did, but I'm like there's no way they didn't try to get my attention. Like there's no way they just thought that I wasn't, just ignored them, right? Like there's no way they went, "Oh, he obviously can't hear us." Like I don't know. So I'm like that story, cuz I explained the story to my friend recently and I was like, "You know what? That doesn't make sense." I'm like that story doesn't really make sense. I'm like, cuz wouldn't you like wave your hand in front of their face or something? Because there is no way that I would have said no. There is zero way I would have been like, no, you cannot play with me. I would have been like, because Substance Emissary is also 2-player. So you can play 2-player on that, but I would have loved to play with people. Think it was trying to get you in trouble? Like, I think so, just with like, it's something that you don't realize until you're older. I'm like, I think so. Because like, there's a lot of random stuff my sister would try to get me in trouble for when I was younger. So, I don't know. Like even like my mom either just became like more chill of a parent as it went on, not even necessarily as I got older. Like she's always been a chill parent, but like I think she stopped caring if I did stuff that would have been like necessarily like quote unquote bad, because like she's like, as long as you're just like a good kid, like it doesn't matter, kind of thing. Because like one time I was playing Viva Pinata for the DS, and you have to name your profile, and I kept making new profiles on the game, and I got bored of naming it my own name, so I just clicked the buttons and typed a random name, and it just happened to spell out ASS, which is ass. And my sister immediately sees that and goes, Mom, he made his character name ass. He made his character name ass. And my mom was like, and I was just like, well, I was like, no, Mom, I swear. I literally just clicked the buttons and randomly, and that's what it typed out. I swear. And my mom was like, like, to my sister, she's like, I don't care. Like, he's just probably trying to be funny. And I'm like, well, one, I wasn't. I wasn't trying to be funny. I legitimately did it, and it was legitimately random. But my mom, like, just didn't care. And it was just, like, one of those things my sister was trying to get me in trouble for. So I think looking back at that, because as a kid, you kind of just accept it. Like, oh, man, I guess I did just not respond to these people that were screaming at me to play the game. Huh. Yeah, when they stood in front of the screen and waved at me, I guess I just didn't listen. Like there's like I don't know. There's no way that they tried hard enough where they felt like I was just no, like that I was saying no to them by ignoring them. Like there's no way, right? So um I think that that's probably the alternative. If anyone doesn't have a sibling, man, sibling rivalry is a real thing. Like it still happens even to this day, and I don't get it. And it's probably like having a sibling, I think, is a great thing to have. Like if you can have a sibling, at least one, it's a really good thing because you like kind of learn how to deal with people and shit. Um, and you know, you always have that person that is like related to you. But I feel like I don't know, maybe it's just my sister, but I'm just like sometimes with her, she's like a little bit ridiculous, and I'm just like, if it wasn't for my parents, I don't know if I would talk to you. Like, you know, she doesn't live in the country anymore, so it's been pretty good. But I'm like, in the most non-disrespectful way, like I don't like you. In the most respectful way, you frustrate me beyond belief. But you know, that's family too. That's family. Can't live with them, can't live without them. This is looking pretty good, I think. But yeah, that's some of my fun childhood stories. Honestly, it's weird how much you don't remember from your childhood. Cause like there's a lot of stuff where like I don't remember, and then like my mom will say like, "Didn't we do this when you were like a kid?" And it just like unlocks a memory and I go, "Holy shit!" Like I completely forgot about that. Like I've not like for me with like Bakugan, like I like Bakugan. I remember liking it as a kid, but I never really like remembered liking it. Like definitely not as much as like Pokemon and stuff like that. But my mom was like talked to me about Bakugan. She's like, I feel like I did something for your birthday when you were a kid about Bakugan because I was like collecting the new Bakugan until they like shut it down. And my mom's like, I feel like we did something for your birthday about Bakugan, didn't we? And I'm like, no, like what? And then she's like, oh yeah, didn't I make like the guy for you? And it like unlocked a memory where my mom, I think it was actually the same birthday I got Super Smash Bros. Melee at. Um, my mom made like pin the tail on the donkey. I don't know. Is that dating me? Do people still do that? People still play pin the tail on the donkey at birthday parties. Anyway, but we did pin the tail on the donkey. But my mom made like a full standee of Jet Kuso from Bakugan and made a bunch of Bakugan balls like out of paper, like circles, and then made Velcro on them, and the whole idea was to try and get it, or not Velcro, but it was like tape on it, and the whole point was trying to get the Bakugan close enough to Jet Kuso's hand, and that was like our pin the tail on the donkey that year. And I was like, oh yeah, you did do that. I have no idea where it went. It's probably long gone, but I was like, that was. I remember that. You think it's more of a drunk adult game now? Maybe. Maybe. I don't get drunk, so I wouldn't know. I don't really drink. Part of me wishes I sort of drank and like liked enjoying drinking alcohol, but also part of me doesn't. I just don't like alcohol, like the taste of it. Also, this is random and off topic, but I really hope more people. I'm leaving up the voting for the Unchained Game Awards for couple weeks, but I really hope people vote on it because right now we have 5 responses, and it's like that's fine, but I'm like I really hope more people do it because I want to see what games get selected. And like I don't want to say this as like a threat, but I'm like if I do my version of the Game Awards every year, and like not a lot of people are interested in the viewer choice awards stuff, I might just like not do it. I know I said it to my some of my IRL friends as well. Like or not do the whole award thing, but not do the viewers choice award. But I probably will. I probably will because I think it's fun. I also posted it on YouTube now too, so maybe we'll even get some random people that don't even watch my channel slash people that just watch my YouTube channel. As someone who drinks, it's overrated. Yeah, dude, I don't want to like say this to like out my friend, but like sometimes my friends worry me because like my friends aren't necessarily like heavy drinkers, but they do drink. They partake in the drinking activity. Um, but they'll be like they also like because it's legal in Canada. They smoke weed, and that's fine. Like I don't necessarily care about people smoking weed, but I'm like they would always talk about like oh yeah, like smoking weed, etc. and so forth. I'm like yeah, I just like I can't get over the smell of weed, like that's the thing that will always hold me back from like not that I even need to do it, like or want to do it, but I'm just like I can't stand the smell of weed. And my friend's like, "Oh yeah, that's fair." And they're like, "But you don't even really drink, so like weed is really only that kind of thing you do if drinking doesn't affect you anymore." And I'm like, is that a good reason to do weed? Because drinking doesn't have an effect on you? Like is that really a good reason to do it? Because I feel like that means you have like a substance abuse problem, you know? Like I feel like that's an underlying issue of like it should be a thing that you do for like fun, not because you want to feel something. I don't know. I just worry for them because I'm like, I guess you're young, so like do the stuff now while you're young and you can do it. But then I'm also just like, just don't want them to like overdo shit. And then I also don't want to be that friend that like is like, oh, he's the buzzkill telling us to like, not do this thing. But it's like, I just like, it's like, is there the necessity to do this? Like, do you need to do this? Because I just don't want it to be like, oh, like I stopped doing weed or I don't do weed as much anymore. And then I'll be like, oh, okay, that's like good to hear. And it's like, yeah, I started doing like cocaine because weed doesn't affect me anymore. Like when does it stop? When does it stop being like, oh no, yeah, I get you. It doesn't affect you anymore, so you got to find something else. So I'm always kind of worried about my friends where I'm just like, I don't want to be like a buzzkill and not invited to things because you guys want to do certain things, but I also don't necessarily want to be a part of you guys doing illicit substances. But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't think I need to go this way. I don't know as like a friend how to navigate it sometimes. And also, it's really funny because they'll talk to me about like stories of them like going out with friends and being like, oh yeah, like this person got really drunk and like lost their phone and like this guy tried to get into a fight with someone and like it's a cool story to like listen and be like oh wow that was a crazy like you guys did have a crazy night kind of thing, but I also sometimes listen to their stories and go what was I doing then, like they'll be like oh yeah like on Thursday at 10 o'clock this happened and this happened like we got home at like 2 and stuff like that. And I'll sit there and be like what was I doing at 10 o'clock like on Thursday? And I'm just like, oh yeah, I was in bed watching Power Rangers. yeah, I think I prefer what I was doing. Like it's like I think I would not have traded that for whatever they were doing. But also I kind of have to remember on top of like the I don't know how to navigate this as a friend. I also got to remember that like at the end of the day, like at the very end of the day it's night and I have to live my life and they have to live theirs and they have to make their mistakes and I have to make my mistakes, Like maybe when I'm older, old and gray, I'll sit back and go, "Man, I kind of regretted not trying some different things, Like I kind of regretted it." And then maybe they'll, later down their life be like, "Man, I kind of regret, doing so much, like drinking so much or doing so much weed, smoking so much weed." I sound like a narc. I'm like, "Doing the weed." So it's like, you know, you never know what life is gonna throw at you. So just enjoy what you can, I guess. Hey, let me grab this. We're gonna start moving this stuff because it's kind of in the way. Your sleep meds are kicking in, so you're gonna bed. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a fantastic night. I appreciate you sticking around and hearing me chat about nonsense for a little bit. Always a pleasure to have you. I don't even know how long we've been streaming for, which means it's been a good stream. Wait, why am I doing this? Oh, it says apparently the stream is also dropping a lot of frames, which I feel like it did this last time on YouTube and it wasn't bad. So I think YouTube's just weird. Because I'm almost certain, yeah. There's maybe like a little bit of a delay, but it visually looks fine, I think. Weird. Maybe that's something for the VOD whenever the VOD comes out and it's like horrible looking. But I'll just leave that for me. How long have we been streaming for? 2 hours and 14 minutes. Nice. I would like to try and finish this roof tonight. It has been quite a bit of work. We're gonna start moving this stuff down. I think I'm gonna switch this just so I can glide down. We're in the good seats together. Our hearts will beat in harmony forevermore. Feel like we don't need those gold leggings. Oh, that's... Yeah, we'll have to go get that. I forgot that my inventory is full. We still have some holes, I think, leading to other caves, but it should be... We should be at a point where if we see a mob spawn, that's because it can spawn on something. And fix that. It's raining. We'll definitely have to make a couple trips. I want to keep the hole with the stairs coming down open for now. We might end up making multiple of those, like, holes. We'll see. Okay, and let's grab that. Okay. One video that I saw recently that really was like, I feel like such a good video that like needed to be addressed by someone, because it's something that I've always felt pretty recently, that like so Connor CDog VA posted like a video, and it was mainly talking about people's like blind hatred towards VTubers, and specifically talking about his friend Iron Mouse, who I think is incredible. And I think it's such a fascinating video because stuff that he was talking about, I think not even just necessarily is a VTuber thing. Like, there's definitely a lot of people that like weirdly hate VTubers for no reason, I think. Um, but but I think it's also because he says like in his video that it sucks to be on the internet nowadays because it feels like everybody is just like preying on each other's downfall. And I think that that's so true now. Like, I feel like, and even I'm susceptible of it. Like, if I see someone that I don't like and I see, like, oh, they're getting clowned on, I get, like, oh, nice, and, like, that's not necessarily a good thing, but, like, I think that a lot of focus on the internet nowadays is, like, trying to one-up people and, like, praying for people's downfalls, like, celebrating when people fail, and just being, like, all over around, like, nasty people. That's just stuff I've noticed, and he was talking a little bit about it, where it's like it's okay to just like make fun of someone if you don't understand them, as long as you don't get called out for it, kind of thing. And it does kind of suck. It just feels like everybody's a lot more miserable on the internet, and it feels like people are being a lot more disrespectful towards each other. Like nobody has respect for each other anymore. Um, and it's just kind of sad. I don't know how we fix it, but it just like I feel like people's mental health are at an all-time low, and then also we're dealing with like probably some of the worst like toxicity on the internet. Not the worst toxicity on the internet. I would not say that actually, because I've been on the internet for a while. But we're dealing with like a lot of like negativity on the internet that I don't think is helping. Slash, I think is part of the symptoms of people's negativity is like their mental health is a cause for the negativity. Like people feel bad, and then for some reason, an irrational thing that people do, like me included as well. Like I'm not saying I'm a saint, right? But like people will. It's like the classic bullying thing where like someone is having trouble at home, so they take it out on this person. And that's like a bully. So it's like the bully is not in the right ever, like under any circumstances. But you can like sort of see like, oh, they feel bad, so they feel like they need to make other people feel bad, and I think that's part of the problem. But I also feel like I don't want to say everybody because that's like generalizing, but I feel like a lot of people are getting comfortable just saying things without taking like having consequences. And then I feel like that's also why I feel like people prey on the downfalls of people, because you have people that like say shit and they get away with it, right? Like they can say whatever they do, they can do whatever they want, they never get their comeuppance. And so then when people see someone getting their comeuppance or a downfall of some sorts, maybe it's not even that they're like it's a comeuppance, like a deserved comeuppance, but someone just is getting shit on. People celebrate it because it's like they're so not used to people being punished, and then sometimes they punish people unnecessarily. Is at least what I've noticed. I threw away my cobblestone. So I don't know the answer. I threw away my stone as well. But I think that I don't know, I think we just like of course we just need to treat everybody better. But it's just such a weird time we live in, and I think not enough people talk about it to express like it's not okay like to be this way and like to act this way towards people. and people are just like, to quote Mike Tyson, you know, it's like a lot of people are getting too comfortable with speaking and not getting punched in the face for what they say, kind of thing. I think that's some sort of line Mike Tyson said. Like, a lot of people are very comfortable with like bullying people online and saying shit because they're faceless. You know, you can just easily do it, and some people do it with their face boldly out there, and like it's a lot of the times like those instances it's for like clicks and recognition of being like, oh yeah, you're the one that said this, and it's just I don't know, it's so weird. Okay, back to working on the roof. Um, my life. They want to see me cruise. I think we can break this actually. I wasn't gonna break it, but I think we can break this and we can just pillar up. All we need to do is just leave this open. We should have some more scaffolding. I love Iron Mouse though. I haven't really watched a lot of her streams recently. I haven't been like keeping up with it. There's a lot of people that I really like that I don't even watch. Like I say this to some of my friends as like a little bit of an excuse for not seeing their streams. But like I'm very much not a viewer as much as I am like a streamer and content creator. Like I prefer to well, I would say I'm not a viewer in streams. I'm a creator in streams. Like for me, I like watching VODs. I don't like watching streams. You know, like I love watching it after the fact at my own pace where I could watch like one 5 hour long video over the course of like 3 days where I'll just turn it on whenever I feel like watching it kind of thing. And I don't actually like watch streams that often. I try my best now with people, but I just suck at it, you know? Ah. Um, oh, we're almost done the flat. area over the roof, and then we just need to extend it around. So we'd want to come from here, maybe. Some things we need to be. I'm your smiling face on your TV. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Exploit you. Yeah, you love me. I tell you 1 and 1 makes 3. Oh, I'm the cult of personality. Cool. Those are activating again. I think we've hit everywhere on the roof. Roof? What are you, magma? Magma cube? There we go, both those down. I'm just gonna clear out the slimes because I don't want them honing in on my business. Alright, we're gonna add a little extra something. I don't really know how I want to do this. To be honest, actually, now that I'm doing it, I think first things first, actually, I just want to clear out... I want to clear out all the scaffolding. Because they're kind of blocking my vision. I want to give it some detail in the corners. And then... Okay, let's maybe... I think... I'm gonna try... This is my goal for right now, is try to sort of detail the roof a little bit, and then maybe next time we'll work on the spikes. I just want to... My goal is to try and, like, add a little bit more of, like, this to it. And I think my main issue is I need to start lower on the corner, because right now I'm did one, so I'd probably want to put blocks around and under. The hardest part about building roofs is, like, building them, or at least building ceilings, I should say. This isn't a roof. The ceiling is building while looking up kind of thing is kind of difficult. I think something like this. Yeah, something like that. See, this is the hard part, is I kind of want to look at the corners, but then these scaffoldings away. If I'm feeling the mojo, I can't check when how long I've been streaming for, because I feel like the moment I check, I just get hit with a wave of exhaustion. I like that, actually. So yeah, I think we need to start 2 blocks down, at least maybe 3 on the rare occasion, and then build up. Because if we don't, then it's like too flat. And we don't need to go overboard with this, because I also do kind of want to make it look cube-like, like a room, because it's not supposed to be like an actual... I don't know, I want it to be like... I want it to look cool, but I want it to also look kind of man-made to an extent. I don't know if that makes sense. I think it's stupid. I want it to be like... I don't know, when... Oh. When, like, in older games, I feel like a lot of, like, the dungeons were kind of just boxes, you know? And that's kind of what I want, to make it feel like kind of like an old RPG game. But you're doing it in, like, augmented reality, basically. That's the kind of idea I want to do. I forget a bunch of these spots. And looking at the roof, it looks pretty alright. Do I notice the missing andesite? Yeah, now if I like look for it. But I definitely didn't before. Because like you have andesite lines going like that way and that way. I don't think it looks bad. Without all the andesite. It would have been probably looked better with andesite and gravel. The roofs definitely look a little bit weirder because they don't have gravel as a block. Where the ground and the walls had andesite and gravel along with all the stuff. I could have brought in clay, but I'm lazy. Um, it could be cool to put like a berry bush over here just to get them to start growing. Put like one here, one here. Also, we could get some moss. That might be after. I might just like come back up to areas and like put down a couple pieces of moss or something. I think that's what I'll do. Okay. Let me start here. Uh, yeah, we'll do here. Sometimes I wonder why we still like stores still do Black Friday. Like not that having a day with a bunch of sales isn't like fantastic for, business probably, but like with how crazy Black Friday gets, like I would just be like Black Friday deals all week, not doing Black Friday. Like we're not we're not doing a specific day so that like we don't have a bunch of people rushing our stores. Though I don't think we've ever really had that bad over where I'm at, like Black Friday. We've always had like pretty tame Black Fridays. We're not knocking babies out of carriages and ripping PS5s out of people's hands or anything. Not that I've seen, at least. I'm certain some places definitely have, but Okay. I want to do like a smaller one in this corner. Uh, okay. Sorry, I've kind of been locked in slash brain dead for the last couple minutes. This is, I feel like when I don't have something to talk about, you really see like this is what I do. Like this is why I do time lapses for YouTube a lot of the times with Minecraft building. Like I love streaming Minecraft. Like Monday streams is like honestly some of the streams I get the most excited for. But oh, is it Thanksgiving today as well? I actually don't know. For my American friends. Thanksgiving 2024. 28th. Oh, wait, 3 days. Um ooh, I like that. I actually like how this looks so far. I feel like that corner is my favorite because it's so weird looking. This one, but I like this area too. Maybe we just need to have more like weirdness. But this is why I do time lapse because like when I'm building in Minecraft, I'm like brain dead. I'm like completely locked in. This is Keep a hold there. Ooh. Alright. I'm digging it, just going maybe around the corners and then we do spikes up top. Alright, I'm kind of digging that. You don't really have to do one in the corner there because we have this up here. We'll see how it is once we get over here. Where did... Oh. I might make some chicken after this. Chicken fries. Okay, let's go grab some stone. Here. I'm digging this more and more as we get it done. I feel like it's really coming together. I think we're gonna have stuff like this, but like we'll have like a circle or something and like a spike coming down. And I think it's gonna be kind of like that, the one that we did there. Um, and that's either gonna be mostly like slime crystally stuff, which is gonna be like glass, or we'll do um, or we'll do what is it called? Slime crystals, or maybe like one regular, like just stone stalactite. Excuse me, sorry. We'll do that. Uh, grab this. All right. if you were watching this far into the VOD, tell me your favorite ice cream flavor. I feel like I'm weird. Like I feel like I have weird tastes in things. Like I always talk about like my favorite childhood candy is like blue whales. Like I feel like it's just I always have random things that I like that I had like one time 20 years ago and then now it's like my favorite thing or it's still my favorite thing. Um but I had my favorite ice cream flavor is Tiger. And and if you don't know who Tiger or you don't know what Tiger is, um it's a ice cream that is orange. Sorry, it's like orange and dark licorice, black licorice. And I usually don't really like black licorice. It's all right, but it's not my favorite. I like red licorice. Personally, but I like cherry flavored things and strawberry flavored things. So, I like berry flavored things. Yeah, 'cause strawberry, cherry, blueberry. I don't really like cherries in real life, like the actual berries. I like strawberries. I don't really like blueberries though either. I like raspberries, but I like berry flavored things. But I like Tiger. It's orange with dark licorice, and it looks like tiger stripes. That's where the name comes from. And it's really good. I think it's great. I don't think you would like it if you don't like black licorice, but you cannot really taste it. I think it just gives it a nice smell though too. I like the smell of black licorice, not necessarily. I like the taste of black licorice. I will eat black licorice, but it's not my favorite. And it depends on what kind. I like black licorice when you can put like some sell like black licorice and you put like sugar on it, and it's pretty good. But I don't really like the bitter taste as much as like the sugary taste personally. Um. Okay. And then I'm gonna do. I think maybe I'm not quite sure what I want to do because Wondercraft is usually just talking about stuff, but I think maybe for Wondercraft I'll focus on the train stuff and this I'll focus on stream because doing stuff like this on stream I find a lot easier because I can like if people are in chat I have someone to chat with, but then like also I don't feel like there's necessarily a pressure to be entertaining if that makes sense, even though I'm not really ever entertaining. Kind of a lot more of a I feel like I'm more of a chill streamer than a entertaining one. Like I'm one of the ones you put in the background just listen to or you can have a conversation with. That's kind of what I'm aiming for in my stuff. Like I want to just be like a chill place, but like I guess we can be exciting sometimes. Um Also, I love how my brain just went off and I completely forgot how I was doing this. So, let me just do what we did the first time. I might have ice cream. You know what? Instead of chicken. this is kind of off topic, but if you're watching the VOD and you want something to like listen to, something that kind of sucks is they just recently had like a major, somewhat major tournament for Sparking Zero. It's one of the first major tournaments, I guess, for Sparking Zero, and like people were just doing basically like cheese tactics to an extent, and it's sort of an issue of like the game is in a state where like competitive play is sort of like people just cheesing, and like that's how you win. You just do the cheesiest tactics possible, and that's how you win. But it's like I don't know. It's hard because it's like there's going to be a patch coming in December apparently, so I really hope that it fixes a lot of the problems people are having. But when I see people do that stuff, I think it's an obvious sign of like a flaw in the game for Sparking Zero. But I think also you can just like play the game. I don't know. It's really hard because it's like they are playing the game as intended. This is a thing in the game that you can do, and that's how they're planning to win. But it's like I don't know. I guess in other fighting games you would be able to like punish the cheese, I guess, or they would not have a way for you to just avoid taking damage the whole time and like time people out. But it's like but yeah, like there was a tournament going on, and basically the concept of what it was is people would play androids who I don't think they don't lose like they can't charge key, but they don't lose key for dashing. And so they would just dash up and down so you couldn't dash towards them to hit them. And then they would like wait until they had 6 bars and then be able to do all their tactics and stuff, and like be able to build up their gauge so they can do their abilities. And it was like I don't know, I saw it and I was like, yeah, there's definitely like issues with competitive, but I don't know. It's really hard for me because it's like part of me is like, well, if it's a casual game, like it's not meant to be a competitive game, so like they shouldn't have to worry like if you know about that stuff, or like ban that character if that's gonna be the issue. Because I've seen people play the game and they play it and they actually play the game and it's fun, but then also at the same time it's like it shouldn't probably be even an option to do that in a game. Like I feel like they should have some way to like there should be some balancing, even if the game is meant to be unbalanced in the sense of like characters, not all characters are meant to be equal. It shouldn't be unbalanced in the sense that like the mechanics are kind of broken. And so it's really hard because I love it. Like everybody, like the thing I think that's so disappointing about Sparking Zero is I think Sparking Zero is legitimately one of the best games that has come out this year. Real talk. But I think the problem with it right now is that the game is not in a state where people can't really play it online. And I think the disappointing part about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is like just how quickly people gave up on it. I talked a little bit about that, but like I'm still having fun. Like I play the game all the time. I play against CPUs. I love it. I love the game so much. I'm doing custom stories. I love it. I think it's such a fun game. Um, is there things about it that I think I wish were different? Yes, absolutely. But like I am having so much fun, and I just like see all these people that were like hyped for it, and then just like they've kind of just given up on it, being like, well, it's not fun anymore because I can't, play online or do this, or there's like these cheese tactics and stuff like that, and I'm just like, it's disappointing because they're just like they either make videos that is just nothing but like shitting on the game after like making 99% of videos of like hyping it, or they just stop making videos altogether, and it's disappointing. There was one video I saw today that was a lot of fun where it was like 8 people doing a Sparking Zero tournament with random characters, and it was so much fun because they were just playing it, and some of them didn't know how to play the game, and that was just like that's like always the most fun. I feel like mid to low level is always more interesting than like top tier level gameplay, because top tier level gameplay can be good, but it's always like for top tier gameplay, it's always about like, oh, which one's gonna make a mistake first, so you can capitalize on it, right? Um, and so with like, um, with like mid game, they're constantly making mistakes, so they have to adapt a lot, and like sometimes things will happen where they're like they don't expect because they're not a top tier player, they don't expect certain things to happen, like a certain move to come out or a certain aspect of the game to happen, and then they get caught off guard and they immediately like, it's more cool, you know. Okay. I'm gonna head off, I think, for the night. It really says that my stream is like running poorly. I'll have to check the VOD and see if the quality's really bad or something, because like looking at it right now, it looks fine. Like to me it looks fine. It's at 720 60 FPS. I don't know what's up with that. Also, I just noticed my horns clipping through, or you can see my horn clipping through my thing. I usually don't turn that much, I think, on this model. That's funny. Okay, but I think I'm gonna head out tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream, and if any of you guys are watching the VOD, I appreciate you as much as I appreciate the people stopping in live. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Thursday on Twitch. Bye bye. Matane. Bye bye.